Welcome to Classic Game Room broadcasting from space. It's a 2012 release on the Sega Dreamcast. It's Gunlord. What happens when Mega Turrican meets Super Metroid meets the Sega Dreamcast. It's as good as it sounds. Gunlord. You are cute! Die in hell! It's Gunlord. A game that every Dreamcast owner will want to immediately have in their collection. The Sega Dreamcast may have been down for about a decade, but it's far from out, as awesome releases like this and Fast Striker and the upcoming Redux make this 20th century throwback the must-have game console of the future. And Gunlord is unbelievably good. Dev.Team rocks the universe with this amazing 1990s style side-scrolling adventure game, which was made with a passion for gameplay, art, design, and music. While I'm obviously a fan of the Dreamcast, Gunlord would be good on any game console. In fact, it's also on the Neo-Geo MVS. All we need now is a Vectrex release. The packaging and disc say jump, shoot, explore, and that's exactly what you'll be doing in Gunlord, collecting every gem and one-up hidden throughout the massive levels, while crushing waves of enemies and end bosses along the way. Feel free to take your time and enjoy the music. There's no rush, unless you're playing the arcade mode, in which case there is. I think the designers were definitely inspired by classics like Mega Turrican and Super Metroid and strove to make a game as good. By raising the bar that high, they shot for the moon and landed successfully. As you've probably noticed, you have a few different weapon power-ups laying around out there, as well as a purple flamethrower-like thing that he can rotate around himself, and you activate that with the right trigger on the Dreamcast controller. The rest of the controls are pretty standard. You play with the D-pad and jump and shoot like you normally would. It plays like any other game in this genre, except it's giant and just full of awesome. I should also mention it's hard as nails. Gunlord is extremely challenging, so it's a good thing they've left a lot of hidden one-ups all over the place. Have fun collecting them all. I've played this game a lot by now and am clueless as to how to get a bunch of them that are just out of reach. And that's the thing with Gunlord. If you can see it, you can get to it, but you've sometimes got to figure out how. And by holding down the left trigger on the Dreamcast controller, you turn into a little Metroid-like ball and frequently roll down hidden passageways and drop into things. This is a style that game companies don't make very often, and if they do, they're a downloadable game that feels like it has a tight budget. But Gunlord is the real deal. This could have easily been released in 1993 and been one of those memorable classics we're all talking about today. It may not be a readily available commercial release that you can buy in your local game store, but if you search online, you'll find out where to buy Gunlord. The Dreamcast console itself is the deal of the century right now. You can pick them up dirt cheap and pour hours and hours into Gunlord. It's not a single playthrough kind of game. And like Fast Striker, another one of Dev.Team's Dreamcast releases, you can compare your high score against others on Dev.Team's website. If you're looking for a short game, this is not the one for you. Gunlord requires an investment in time, but the payoff is Gunlord. It's friggin' awesome. This is an obvious 2012 Game of the Year contender. At this point, you know what to do. Hunt down a copy of Gunlord and enjoy it. Support NG Dev.Team so they keep making stuff like this. Fight the future with the power of your Dreamcast or Neo-Geo. It's Gunlord.